scream. Hollow ground ain't what it seems. Exclusive threads, hidden posts, in the shadows, ghost and host. Broken code, secret law, members only, this I swore. Belong to the tribal elites, shadows dancing at our feet. No outsiders break the line, members only, drawn and signed. Chaos reigns behind the screen, digital dreams sold the scene. Fingers tapping summon gods, binary beats, angels applaud. In this realm we bow to none. Northern shades, starless sun. Geek empire, supreme reigns. Members only in our veins. Belong to the tribal elites. Shadows dance at our feet. No outsiders break the line. Members only, drawn and signed. In this realm we bow to none. Northern shades, starless sun. Geek empire, supreme reigns. Members only in our belong to the tribal elites. Shadows dance at our feet. No outsiders break the line. Members only, drawn and signed. Unsigned.
Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to this special members-only extra episode of Friday Night Appointment with Fear on a Sunday Night Appointment with Fear, and this time we're doing Rec 4 Apocalypse, or Apocalypse, as I used to think it was pronounced when I was a kid. What's happening with my hair there? Can you see it reflected in the light? Anyway, so that's what we're doing tonight, Rec 4 Apocalypse. We did Rec 3 on Friday, so I thought, what the heck, we'll finish off the series. We've done Rec 1 and 2 way back when, so we did Rec 3 the other night. So I thought we'll finish off the series with Rec 4, Apocalypse. Directed by, I'll mispronounce this, it's from 2014, by the way, directed by Homie Balaguero, I'm probably mispronouncing that, who was one of the directors of the first two films, along with, I forgot his name, Paco, somebody or other, I can't bloody remember. But they went on to go their own different way. One of them directed Rec 3, and this fellow directed Rec 4. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm all a dither. Anyway, it sees the return of Manuela Velasco as Angela Vidal, the reporter or journalist woman that were in the first two films. Anyway, she's back for this one, along with loads of other new people. This one had a budget of €3 million. I don't know what that is in American dollars or British money. Ish. It's round about the same ish, I suppose, within $1 million or so. I don't know how well it did at the box office, to be honest. I don't know. It got mixed reviews, apparently. I think it's pretty good, but I've liked all the Rec films. And spoilers, it kind of leaves it open for another one, but apparently there's not going to be another now, because it's been, 11 years since this, so I don't think we're going to get another one. But anywho, right, so we'll get on with it, shall we? We're not going to just watch the film, because that would get us into trouble with YouTube. We'll go through it in a series of stills, as I always say. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Explore the links, description, for links for stuff like merch, like the t-shirt I'm wearing, my books. Try not to knock them on the floor this time, nearly. And other stuff. Become a member. If you're watching this in March of 2025, you must be a member, because it's going to be members only for about a month, and then I'll open it up to the public after that. So, right. As I said, we're doing Rec 4 Apocalypse, as I said. So we'll get on with this, shall we? It doesn't say Rec 4 Apocalypse on here. It actually just says Rec Apocalypse. There's no 4. But anyway, whatever. Got this on the Blu-ray. I watched it today. There's one special feature on it, which is a making of, which is only about half an hour. On Rec 3, we got a behind the scenes, a making of that were longer than the film. They were 1 hour and 51 minutes, and the film were only 1 hour and 20 minutes. But anyway. Anywho, right, so we'll get on with it, shall we? I shall make myself titch tiny, if I can remember what buttons to press. There we go. Hang on, have I pressed it? Yes, it's done it, right. And I'll pop myself down there, and we'll add it to the stage. There we go. Right, we're gonna get on with it now. Right, so off we go. I'm sure I've forgotten something. I probably have. What the heck? Right, we're off. We're giving a bit of a recap. In Spanish. This is all in Spanish with English subtitles. Recap of what's happened. Remember, in Rec 1 and 2, it took place in an apartment building where there'd been an outbreak. They thought it was rabies, but it wasn't. Turned out that people turned into zombies. By the second film, we learned that they weren't really zombies, although they were acting like zombies. It became kind of all supernatural and occult. And it was a case of like a possession virus. People that were bitten became possessed by a demonic forces. I don't know which demon it was. I don't know if it ever said. But in the second one, they went all looked like zombies, went all infected and stuff and got red eyes and all that. But they could speak. But in Rec 3, and in this one in particular, they kind of just go back to them being zombies or rage virus victims. There's no like... although it is mentioned that they're possessed, they don't really elaborate on it. But anyway, so that's what we're getting here. We're getting a bit of a recap, and we're back in the... by the way, this isn't found footage like the first two and the first 20 minutes of Rec 3. There's no found footage in this, although it does use some like CCTV cameras and stuff like that. And we are shown clips. Because apparently a camera's recovered from this. This is the apartment building. See lots of claret, and there's it's like a SWAT team going in, to basically the planting demolition charges. It'll probably show it in a minute if I land on it right. The planting no, never mind. There we go. The planting demolitions. They're just going to blow up the building. I don't know how this is going to work because it were in like it wasn't a standalone building, was it? In the first two films, it were like an apartment block, but there were lots of other buildings around it and connected to it. But anyway, never mind. They're going to blow it up. So that's what they're doing there, and they've got no time to get out. But then they come across Angela, come across some other people. That's how all this kicks off. They get attacked. There we go. They're getting all bitten and the shooting and all that stuff. I think this is Lucas. Is going to be in the film later. I think it's him. But anyway, they go shoot him. Is that and that's I can't remember the bloody names. What am I like? Guzman. Guzman is his name. He's a doctor apparently. Oh, I come yawning. Oh, I'm shattered. Oh, good heavens. Oh, very unprofessional. I do apologise. I didn't get a very good night's sleep last night. I got about 3 hours sleep last night. I don't know what were up with me. I just kept waking up, and then like 7 o'clock this morning. I were awake, 5 to 7 this morning. I woke up and that was it, I were awake. I did nod off again, enough like an hour or two, but that's I'm shattered. Anyway, whatever. What was that? The smallest violin in the world. But anyway. Anyway, so they've got to get out on the countdown. We end up on a countdown at the end of the film as well. But they find Angela. She pops up. Is she here? There she is, I think. There she is. There's Angela. The lovely Manuela Velasco, who was an actual TV personality, apparently, in Spain before she did the Rec films, like a TV presenter. And now she's an actress. If you remember in Rec 2, we learned that this demon virus thing, whatever, it kind of in physical form, it's like a parasite, it's like a worm, like in Star Trek, the Trill symbiotes. Looks a bit like one of those, like a big massive maggot, basically, or maggot. How do you pronounce maggot? Like a big massive one of those. And it got passed to her from Tristana Medeiros, who was a young girl who was possessed, and then they were keeping her in this building, locked up in the penthouse, and she grew up to adulthood, and she had this demon virus parasite inside her. Apparently, it makes them immune from the whoever's infected with it. When it's inside, they don't become like rage victims. Anyway, so we learned that. So that. She were a baddie, she were a baddie in Rec 2, spoilers. But anyway, they've got her, they've rescued her, so then we go to the title, here it is, Rec 4. Little clues to where it's going to be set for the rest of the film, little porthole there. We're going on a ship, Rec Apocalypse. I don't know why they've called it that, because you think apocalypse, you think it's like burning cities and the end of the world. That kind of doesn't happen, it's just on a boat, ship, whatever. Anywho, right, so she wakes up and she's in a sterile room. She's on the ship now. She's tied down, and we learn that she's tied down to stop her hurting herself. They always say that, don't they? But anyway, so there's lots of doctors about, and they're asking her. She doesn't remember what's happened. This doctor, I can't remember his name either. Don't ask me the bloody names, because I can never remember them. The main doctor is Dr. Riccardi, and he's apparently, I'll point him out when we get to him, he is the one that first diagnosed Tristana Medeiros, the original infected girl, who were played by Javier Botet in the first two. Well, he appeared in all three films. We saw him in Reflections in Rec 3, and he also played Dracula in Last Voyage of the Demeters. One of these long. It's a bit like what's his face? Doug Jones. He's tall and thin. He's one of those sort of good at playing monsters. He's one of those chaps. Anyway, I was looking up his name, wasn't I? I think he may be Dr. Ginard. I think I could be wrong. There's the only other doctor in the cast list. Anyway, Spoilers, he dies later on. Right, so anyway. So there we go. Was learning. There we go. Get a bit of CCTV footage, and let me see the rest of the ship. It was actually filmed mostly on an actual ship, a Russian merchant vessel, a fish factory basically, a big trawler with a fish factory, inside it, and it was moored in the Canary Islands. So it was mostly filmed in the Canary Islands and Gran Canaria, but they did a little bit of studio. Filming back in Barcelona. Remember the original films were filmed in and set in and around Barcelona in Spain. Right, so we're getting some views of the ship. There's a corridor. There's the bridge, and this is Guzman. So he's obviously just woke up, and maybe I don't know. Him and Lucas are on the ship, so they've survived from the apartment building. They got out. So he's woke up, looking in the camera. There he is. We see he's had some blood taken. It shows here. There you go. We see he's had some blood taken. So anyway, let's go in exploring now. Right. So then we come across this old lady. Now, apparently this is Caldo's grandmother from Rec 3. I never noticed her, to be completely honest, in Rec 3. I thought, when I saw her, oh, is she the old lady we saw? Because I pointed it out in Rec 3 during the wedding, when they were outside the church. The camera kind of lingered on this old lady standing in the background, and she wore them sort of clothes, standing in the background, just watching. And I thought, is she important? I don't know. And then we never saw her again for the rest of the film. So I thought it might have been her. But apparently she's Caldo's grandmother, because she asks, have you seen my daughter-in-law? She's referring to Clara there, I think. But anywho, but she doesn't understand where she is. She thinks she's still at the wedding, and then later on she thinks she's been put in a home, so she's no idea what's going on. But apparently she's the only survivor of the wedding outbreak from Rec 3. Because if you watched it the other night, bit tragic. Everybody died in Rec 3, apart from her, apparently. I don't know if she were in Rec 3. I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch it. But I never, she didn't jump out, unless she was that old lady in the background. But I don't know. So he's asking what's going on. So I'm guessing maybe was he unconscious? And Justin 34's here saying, hello, good sir. Hello, Justin. Welcome to the show. We've only just started. We're on a ship I presume either in the Mediterranean or in the Atlantic. I don't know, but we're on a ship. We'll say in the Atlantic. Anyway, so here we go. So we're learning that they've got a lab set up on the ship where they're doing blood tests. If you remember, all these scientific experiments and all that were being paid for by the Vatican, as far as I know. So I'm guessing the same thing's happening here. But they've tested Angela, and they said she's not infected. But we know that in Rec 2, we know that she got the parasite, in her. But I'll not spoil it as to what's going to happen yet. Well, there's going to be full spoilers in this. Justin says, Rec 3 is good, but I hate those types of endings. It was a bit bleak, wasn't it? A bit bleak. It wasn't a happy ending. Anyway, she's going to escape now. She moans to this fella. This fella's an idiot. She says, oh, these straps hurt. I'll loosen them a bit. What a knob. So he loosens, so she gets out. She hits him, knocks him flying, and goes running out. So they've got to go and chase her down. Apparently they've got lots of soldiers with them now on this ship. You can see them all arming up and hunting her down. Here she is running. And then got her cornered. But Guzman's helping. Oh, blimey. Justin 34 with a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Happy Sunday. Thank you very much. It is happy now. That's very generous of you, mate. Thank you very much. That's amazing. Amazing. Anyway, so Guzman's there, trying to calm down the situation. Where are we? Hang on, there we go. Because a lot of these soldiers are not very nice people, and you feel no sympathy for them when what happens to them happens to them. Anyway, so but they get away, they run away from them, and they end up on deck, but still surrounded. As I said, filmed on an actual Russian merchant vessel, but I don't see any Russian writing about. So I wonder if they just covered it all up, made it into Spanish. I don't know, but. Anyway, so Dr. Riccardi comes out. That's him there. That's the fella there. We saw him in the lab a minute ago. There you go. He's the one. As I said, he's the one that diagnosed Tristana Medeiros originally, way back when. I don't know if it was him that had her locked in that apartment in Barcelona. I don't know, but anyway. So he's explaining to him, they're on a ship. There's nowhere they can go. Everything's okay, everything's fine, you're not prisoners, but you're on this ship with us. So anyway, it's where we're learning that Lucas is there as well, so we're going to go and meet them. We're introduced to the captain of the ship. There he is. What's he called? Can't remember. Captain Ortega. There we go. We're introduced to him. So he's going to show him round a little bit. So they're all friends. See, we're all friends now until it all kicks off, which is not going to be long. Guess this must be CG. Quite a bit of CG in this film. I guess this is a CG boat because, as I said, it was filmed in a moored boat in Gran Canaria. But there's a lifeboat there, isn't there? I've just noticed that. Somebody mustn't have told the CG person. Apparently there's no lifeboats on this ship, because they were told later on there's no lifeboats. So if something goes wrong on this ship, they're going to scuttle it, they're going to blow it up, and they're told that they didn't load the lifeboats. You'd think that'd be illegal, wouldn't you? But it's the Vatican paying for it, so they can do what they want, can't they? But there's a lifeboat there. Never mind. Anyway, so there he's talking to the captain. We learn about what's going on. That they've got whoever's hired this ship has got a lot of money. Captain Ortega's it's making him enough money that he can retire. This is going to be his last voyage. Anyway, there's a storm coming. What we learn, there's a storm coming. I also learned that there keeps being power outages as it happens at night. So I'm not sure if that's just a normal malfunction, or if it's the evil of the the demonic parasite affecting the ship's power. So they don't seem to be able to fix it. The ship's engineer, doesn't know what's going on. He's doing his best to keep the power up. So I'm thinking it is something to do with that. That might be the only supernatural thing that's mentioned in this film. But anyway. So carrying on, being introduced to the various crew members. The Angela again. Yes, Angela's there in her room. This old lady comes to speak to her. She's no idea what's going on. But anyway, have you had a bit too much to drink? Me too. And then we're introduced to Nick. There's Nick. He's the IT, the tech guy on the ship. He can get in the computers and access all the cameras and all that stuff. And obviously he's a bit of a geek, and he's a big fan of Angela Vidal. He used to watch her show all the time. But anyway, he's also the radio operator. Anyway, so that's where we're learning. I learned that he's got the camera that they picked up from the apartment building, and it's his job to what's called me. Sorry, something. A piece of my tooth come out then. I got the camera from the apartment building that Angela had. They found it next to her, so he's got to get the footage off it and send it to the scientists down below. There he's telling us that he's a huge fan of Angela. Right. Also the music keeps playing over the tannoy. We learn a Filipino DJ. They're talking about the cook. The ship's cook is a Filipino. Anyway, that's the chief engineer. Don't know what his name is. Let's see if I can find out. I can't remember. I don't know. I don't know if it ever says his name. It might do. I've no idea. But anyway, never mind. By the way, I said Tristana Medeiros. I thought that were a name. In the credits here on IMDb, it says Nina Medeiros. So let me have a look. Did it? Just bear with me. I'm just checking back. Sure it was Tristana. I have no idea. Whatever. Anyway, so he's saying, he doesn't know why it keeps happening, but he's doing his best to fix it. Right, they're in the mess hall, getting ready to eat with the rest of the crew. That's do we see him? There it is. That's the cook, and so they keep asking for light things for the old lady. Does she have a name? I have no idea. Well, mate, let's have a look. What's her name? I don't know. I don't know if she's got a name. She must be there somewhere. Oh, she's there. I don't know. Invitada Border. I have no idea. What does that mean? I have no idea. Let's have a look. Credited as playing Invitada Border. That does sound like a name. It sounds like a thing, doesn't it? Is that Spanish? I'm going to have to look that up. I'm going to have to translate that. Translate selection into English. Wedding guest. Oh, right. It's wedding guest. That's what it means. So we don't know her name. She's just the old lady who's a wedding guest. And Caldo's grandmother, apparently. Anyway, and they keep saying she wants something light, so they keep asking the cook to get something for her. There you go, milk and cookies. Anyway, there you go. She's completely disoriented. She's no idea what's going on. I think she's a bit puzzled, a bit senile, just like me. But Lucas and Guzman, they want to know what's going on, and for some reason they look almost identical. Well, they do to me anyway. Maybe I'm being racist. I just think all Spanish people look the same. Anyway, so they've got a lab down below. And then we've got some footage now. I think this is Nick checking the camera footage, so he's seen Angela doing a show while you're sleeping, or something. A show were called, wasn't it? A late night show where she goes and spends time with in this one it was firemen / paramedics. She's also done other stuff. We learned that she did one with some trash collectors and all that. So that's what she did. There we go. So that's what he's checking on that. Then he's looking through the camera, showing them that he can go through the cameras and show them the rest of the ship. And he wants to see the lab. There's Guzman, but that there you go. They're not allowed in, and they've got key card access or coded access to the lab. So he wants to know what the key code is. But he can show them inside the lab what they're doing. All scientific stuff. Just says they do look like brothers, though. They do look alike, I must admit. They've both got short hair and kind of Mediterranean looks. And oops. Anywho, there you go. Got armed soldiers by the door. He says I can zoom in. I was supposed to be able to read what it says on that door. Look, 200%, not bad. Still can't read what's on the bloody door, though. But some sort of... That's the biohazard sign, isn't it? I can just make it out. And does that mean you've got to wear protective clothes inside? I don't know. But anyway... he's watching Angela basically get changed. Here's the chief engineer trying to work out... because the power's gone again. Trying to work out... what's going on. Is this where she has a dream? I think she has a dream here. Yes, it's a dream. It's a bit like the beginning of Aliens, with Ripley when she has that nightmare, doesn't she, about a chest burst. This is a bit like that. She's feeling her tummy, and for Pete's sake, I skipped the wrong bit, doesn't it? And then we see, oh, for Pete's sake, there we go. We see something under the skin, and then she wakes up. So anyway, because we're supposed to think that she's infected with the parasite. Anyway, so there they go. They're heading it. There we go. Is this all the power going out in a minute? All the power goes out on the ship. And it's there we go. Plunged into darkness. And they're heading for a storm that they can't avoid. Anyway, she's got scared. She's looking about. She's wondering about the dark ship. One of the soldiers has a confrontation with the engineer. And a racist confrontation. He says, don't know where you're from, but, in Spain, we get things done. And he says, I'm from Spain, and things get done when I do them, basically. Just he says, like Friday the 13th, part 8, but they were visions. She kept seeing things through portholes, didn't she, of young Jason, stuff like that, didn't she? Which is my favourite Friday the 13th. I know it's rubbish and it's not as good as the others, but for some reason it's my favourite. Weird, I know. But anyway, so there's sorting it out. I'm from Spain and here things are done. However, I blinking feel like it, he says. Anyway. Angela comes across Guzman. There you go, the power comes back on. And they've got to, he says, I'll not let anybody hurt you. He says to her, there's no romantic things going on in this. But anyway. Right, here's the cook, the Filipino cook. I keep mentioning that it's Filipino for some reason. And he's got an entire lamb. Look, he's got a lamb. Or is it mutton? Whatever, don't know. But we'll learn it's lamb later on. He's going to start cooking with his... I thought we were going to see this again later. We do, but it doesn't really get used. He's going to show it. There you go. His big... There we go. His big chopper. And he's listening to his music. And we can hear noises. Things start falling over. And he's oblivious to it. In the kitchen. Things start falling over behind him. He doesn't notice. So something's moving about in the ship. But anyway, they will learn that they're heading into the storm. By the way, really hard for them to film on this ship, because of the narrow corridors and stuff. But as I said, most of it were filmed aboard this ship. But they said it was a nightmare. And it's not at sea, obviously, and they had big blue screens. Oh, pardon me. Set up outside, so that they could later on, put the storm and the sea and stuff on. So there we go. So all that you see out through the windows is not actually there. It's blue screen. It's CG or whatever. Anyway, so there she's been introduced to all the bridge crew, and then she's learning that the camera's been found, and there he's going. There you go. He's looking through the footage on the camera. Justin says, it is rubbish, but enjoyable rubbish. Run about Friday the 13th, part 8 again. I would say part 3 is my personal favourite. Came out in 82, a few days before I was born. I like part 6 also, but enjoy them all, really. Yes, I enjoy them all, really. But I say part 8's my favourite, even though it's rubbish. And I do like Jason X. Jason X is another favourite, because it's mental, it's in space. But anyway. Anyway, and I do like part 3. It's where he gets his mask, where he gets his ski mask in it, part 3. And it's in 3D, lots of things pointing at the camera. Like that. Anyway, so he's going through that. And it's going to take time. He's got a computer, his computer's sorting out the footage. Oh, he's got his sweeties, off some chocolate bars. And he also asked her to record something for him because he's a big fan, but she's kind of ignoring him. He says, we'll do it later. Now we're seeing footage. She's looking. And I don't know if she, you're thinking, is she a baddie? That's what we're thinking. Is she a baddie just playing along, or what? We'll find out later. there is seeing she gets grabbed at the end of the first one. Anyway, so what's going on here? These are the doctors putting their contamination suits on. They've got to go in to get the host, to talk about the host. And I thought, because it's been a while since I saw this before today. And I thought, have they got, the Medeiros girl in there? It turns out, no, they haven't. They've got lots and lots of monkeys. But they've got a monkey, what they call a host monkey. It's basically a monkey that they've injected contaminated blood into. But it's gone. Is it this one? Yeah, it's gone. The host has gone, we told her. Says, raise the alarm. Says, no, don't. We need to stay in control. Don't want to panic and all that. Anyway, meanwhile, this chef's cooking his stuff. And then we see something behind him. He hears a noise. And we do see something behind him in a minute. Things are moving about. They're checking. The restraints aren't broken, but what held the host, which we learn is a monkey, because we're going to see it in a minute. They're saying, somebody let the monkey out. And probably during that blackout, all the power went. Anyway, so we're learning that only a few people knew the code. Remember, Guzman was asking Nick what the code was. I think maybe Nick knew the code, I don't know, but so they're setting up, pointing fingers at people. Who knew? Anyway, so he's hearing things moving about. He's wondering what's going on. He's hearing like things moving about. Anyway, so he continues doing his cooking stuff, and something knocks a ladle off there, and so he's like, "What's going on here?" Here we go. But then in the background, look, we see something move in the background. There it is. It's a monkey. And it suddenly launches itself at him. I think it's a CG monkey. I think it's a mixture of CG and a puppet, I think. Here it goes. I think that's a CG monkey, isn't it? That's attacking him. It's obviously infected. And he shoves it in his pot. He shoves it in he's cooking his lamb in. And we're thinking he's killed it. I think he does kill it, I think. And but he's infected him. He's infected now, because it must have bitten him. But anyway, he kills the monkey. These soldiers are waiting for their dinner, basically. They say, go check on... They're really racist. They just go check on the Filipino. We've been here 10 minutes. We've not got us food yet. So I think he's like the second in command. I've forgotten his name. He says, I'll go and check on him. So he's going to go and check on him. And then he goes in and says, come on, what's going on? He sees the meat there. Don't he notice a monkey's hand there? Obviously not. But it's there, isn't it? Bloody monkey. A monkey's paw. He eat fingernails and everything. So he's cooked up the monkey. But this idiot, obviously not looking, and dips his finger in, has a taste. But we can see the cook, chef, whatever, is infected. But he's not going crazy yet, so he's talking to him. So he's basically taking the food in, because it's all on a hostess trolley or whatever you call them. Are they still a thing? Can you still get them? Remember in the 70s and 80s, the hostess trolley that kept your food warm? You still get those? We never had one because we weren't rich. But they were all over commercials on TV when I was a kid. The hostess trolley. Hey, could never afford stuff like that. We couldn't even afford Walls Viennettas and stuff like that. They were beyond our price range. That's an ice cream, by the way. Where were we? Right, so there he goes, taking the food into the dining room, whereas he's getting all red out, basically looking like me this morning. Anyway, so the ship is still headed for the storm. Is it going to land? Is it turned round? Looks like it's turned round there, doesn't it? I don't think it turned. Unless they go in circles, maybe. I don't know. But anyway. Anyway, there's Nick. I think it finishes now. There we go. Task completed in English. There you go. So now he's got to send. It says completed. Now his computer's got to rearrange. I think he says he's got to rearrange the images in order, and then he sends them down to the scientists. There we go. Go on. Oh no, he's done that now. Sending file now. Anyway, so all the soldiers basically taking the food in, so all the soldiers are eating all that basically monkey meat. Don't think none of them noticed there's a bloody monkey's hand in there, but she's asking for pasta. So he's going to go and see the cook. Is Lucas. He's going to talk to the waiter, make pasta or an omelette. So he's going to go and talk to him. He says, I'll see what I can do, because he's been nice to us. So he goes in, he checks that, and then he looks in the fridge. And we see that the cook's in there, and he's going to go crazy, and he turns round and attacks him. Ah! Oh, bloody hell. So he manages to shut him in the fridge again. So he's trapped in there now. Just like a raptor in Jurassic Park. Anyway, they're all about to tuck into all this. Well, she is about to tuck into this nice monkey meat. I'm guessing all the soldiers before that were there before have eaten theirs, because we're going to see loads of those start running around screaming and shouting soon, and blood and everything. So I'm guessing they've all got infected. She's about to, but Lucas comes running in saying, "Don't eat it!" Here he comes. "Don't eat it!" As it's the cook. So anyway. So he comes in and has got to show him what's happened to the cook. Meanwhile, this fella, we were told his name earlier on, but I can't bloody remember. Is he? It could be. I don't know. I don't know. The cook is Edwin. I remember the cook is Edwin. And the chief engineer is Jesus. You know, that Jesus, but with no S at end. Jesus. But I don't know his name. He could be. I'm just going process of elimination. Goro. Could be. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. He's not feeling well. There you go. Because he shouldn't have eaten that. Shouldn't have dipped his finger in that monkey meat, should he? Monkey stew. Probably tastes like chicken. But it says, should go lie down, and we can see his eyes. Looks a bit like Uncle Teeter in Rec 3, doesn't he? He looked a bit like him. Anyway, and he does a what is it? Probably that worm you get from raw fish, and it tells him the name of the worm. But it says, "We haven't had fish." Does it say it here? "But we didn't have fish today," he says. And for some reason, it reminded me of Airplane. Where the fish were infected, wasn't it? And they look down in the pilot, and there's like a fish with all the bones on the plate. Anyway, just reminded me of that. But anyway, he's going to go and lie down, although he doesn't. Right, so there they go. They're showing him the Edwin, the cook, who was locked in the refrigerator and kicking off behind the door. Look, giving it all that. But anyway, we learn. I think he looks like Tommy Lee Jones, doesn't he? This actor, Dr. Riccardi, played by Hector Colome. I think he looks a bit like Tommy Lee Jones to me. Anyway, we learn that he's got an antivirus that they've been trying to develop using the monkeys. To develop this antivirus. And they're going to test it out on Edwin now. So he gives Guzman a taser. And he says, "I open the door, taser him, and we'll inject him with the antivirus. See if it works." So that's what he's going to do. There we go. Got his taser. Says, "I'll open the door, shoot him, and it'll incapacitate him for a little while." And so there he goes. Off he goes. Giving it all that. And then he injects him, but it doesn't work. His face goes all bloaty. I thought his head was going to explode. Look, it goes all bloaty. But then it goes back to normal, and he's just as possessed as he was before. Justin says, "The monkey meat reminds me of Ebola outbreak documentaries I've seen." It does look like Tommy Lee, yes. Well, that film Outbreak, that were Ebola, wasn't it? And that had a monkey in it, didn't it? With Dustin Hoffman. Really good film, is that? I haven't seen that for years. Dustin Hoffman and Rennie Russo and Kevin Spacey. Can we mention his name? Is he innocent now? I don't know. I can't remember. But good film is on. Is it Donald Sutherland? Or was it Morgan Freeman? Or was it both? I can't remember. Anywho, where were we? Edwin. Oh, aye. The antivirus thing didn't work. The antiviral vaccine, whatever you want to call it, didn't work. So, because it wasn't from the original host. That's what they decide. They need to find the original host, victim, whatever. Anyway, and they find out all that is a little bit later when they watch the footage from the camera. Nick's looking at all the security cameras, and we see that it's spreading. Lots of people are becoming infected now. Look, the soldiers shooting each other in the corridors. It's all kicking off, and they're stuck out at sea. And I think he's now wanting to see the girl because she was there in the apartment. And that he's thinking we need to find her. There she is. We also learned that Lucas gave him a blood sample from one of the victims. I can't remember who it was from. It might be from her, I think. But he gave him a sample. But anyway. She freaks out, does Angela, and tells this old biddy that your whole family's dead. And say, calm down, love. Calm down. Justin says that was a good movie. It was Outbreak. I haven't seen it for a long time. I used to have it on VHS. I haven't got it on DVD or anything like that. I used to have it on VHS. I wonder if I still have somewhere. Maybe. Anyway, so they get locked. I think they get locked in the bridge or wherever they are, or the dining room. I don't know, but not allowed out. But they have access to the kitchen, so they're going to find weapons in the kitchen. And there's Edwin, not looking well. So they're going to try and get to, I can't remember where they're going to go to, but they're going to get to somewhere. But then loads of infected people, or an infected person comes down this corridor. Here he comes, one of the soldiers. He must have had the monkey stew. So it's all fighting away. Stabs him in the head. There we go. Stabs him in the head. You got to get him in the head. How do you know that? Everybody knows that. That's from Cockneys versus Zombies. Really good film. Anyway, we have to get to the bridge, just like Picard in First Contact. Right, depths of the sea. That's when he's talking to the chief engineer. That's how he replies for some reason. Depths of the sea. So keeping the ship going. It tells him to keep the ship going. He tells Nick to lock the door to the bridge. Where the captain goes and gets his revolver. Jesus is heading down to the engine room. I think he hears something here. I think it's maybe monkeys. He hears something scurrying about. Meanwhile, they're doing their own scurrying about. There he's looking in there. I think something get him. I can't actually bloody remember. Oh no, there's another infected soldier there. So he comes charging at him. I don't know what happens to the teeth. Shows your teeth, mate. Oh, don't show that one. Sometimes some of them get really sharp, fang teeth, and some of them don't. It's weird. I don't understand what's going on there. Look, he has. Look. Anyway, so the engineer beats him up. No, still at it. Oh no, some more now. They're attacking Lucas and Guzman and Angela. I think there's a monkey as well in that vent. There's a monkey trying to get out of this vent. Look, giving it all that. It looks like a puppet. That's a puppet monkey, isn't it? Obviously. So he's got to hold that in and also keep this fella off him and not have him bite him. dear, it's all kicking off. Don't know what he's shouting for. The Jesus just beating that fella to death with his big wrench. He shoots the monkey. I think that they also. I think he shot the other fella as well. And then he's run out of bullets. Anyway, so they've got to carry on. Not being bit. None of them's being bit. They're fine. Yes. Lucas says he's got to find the old lady because they had the old lady with him. But in the middle of that fight that were going on, she like backed off down the corridor and buggered off. So he says, I've got to go and find her. He said, I got us into this mess and I've got to go and help her. So he goes off. So they get separated. He finds a machine gun on a dead soldier. And so off he goes. They get up to the bridge. They let him in. Nick lets him in. And tells them that... Guzman tells the captain, you're back in charge. It's all kicking off. They will also learn now the engine's leaking oil. But there is a backup engine. Is that a thing? I don't know. But got a backup engine. But it can only start it down in engineering. But they can't get through, the engineers. Jesus not responding. And he don't want to go down there. I don't want to go down there. I'll die, basically. And he says you can access their computers, show us what's going on. So here he is. We're going to get a bit of exposition, I think. He can't get it. He does get in eventually. It works out the password or whatever. But then we cut to Dr. Riccardi. He's looking at why the antiviral didn't work. This is where he's working out that it's because they didn't have the original host. I think that's what it is. There we go. Mutates according to the host DNA. Because they'd made an antiviral from the monkey, it didn't work on humans. So they need the original strain. But then, this fella, I think he says, actually he's getting ready here to blow the ship up. That's what he's going to blow the ship up. There we see the countdown there. It's going to start at 20 minutes. And he says, we're doomed. Let's just blow the ship up, he says. But then just as he's about to do it, he says, oh, look, no, listen. And, hang on, he says that. But this other fella says, the kids the boys done it. It's on about Nick, so they can watch the footage from the camera. So that's what they're going to do. And then he's good. They're good. They've got into the computer. Then they're looking at the files. I've been meaning to ask, where can your books be purchased? They're on Amazon, because I published them through Amazon, Kindle and paperback. But it's a bit hit and miss. I must admit. Let's say you're in the States, aren't you? Hang on, I'll just double check. Amazon. I've got it here somewhere. Where have I got it? Where the heck have I put it? I've got a link somewhere. I'll go to Amazon US. If it'll let me. Does it let you do this? Used to do, didn't it? No, it doesn't do it anymore. It used to have links, didn't it, for all different Amazon sites around the world. It doesn't show it now. Oh, that's a bit poo, isn't it? I'll just go to Amazon.com then. There we go. Right, I'm in America now. Hey, books. Why does it just show it's from Kindle? Yes, it's there. The Kindle edition on Amazon US. Why aren't it showing the paperback? That's weird. Oh, but it says, hang on. Why does it say this title not currently available for purchase? What's it saying that for? There's always something in there. Anyway, I'll put the link. if I can find the bloody thing. My eyes are getting worse. Why is the link 8 miles long? Bloody hell. I don't need all that. Just that bit. There we go. This is for the Kindle version. If it works. I bloody know. And what's the other one? Silent Predator. Let's if I go to that. Silent Predator. Paperbacks there for Silent Predator. Yeah. Why isn't the paperback there for Mercury Rapids? How bizarre. Anyway, whatever. I'll put that link in as well. I know you can get the paperback from Amazon.com because I've seen it before and I don't know why it's not showing it. Have a look. Very weird. Because I know you can buy it Amazon.co.uk. Just bear with me. Dee. Yep. On UK Amazon.com you can .co.uk should I say. On UK Amazon you can get the paperback. I don't know why you can't for the American version. Oh, me. Anyway, I'll give you a link for that as well. I'll put the link for that as well. Don't worry about it, Justin. Don't worry about it. Anyway, where were we? Don't worry about it. Right, where were we? Oh, yes, they're on the computer. There we go, checking stuff out. Let's have a look and see if there's any clues in here. It's all in Spanish, though, isn't it? Protocols, I presume that's quarantine protocols, pandemic. I went to scroll then. Did my mouse wheel scroll down? I'm dead stupid. Anyway, so they're checking through this stuff, and this is where they find out, there we go, about the Medeiros girl. There, Tristana Medeiros, it says there. Yeah, they kept her up in the attic. She says, I saw that name. But obviously we think that she's got the thing inside her, don't we? They was ordered by the Diocese of Naples, basically. So it's a church thing. And then they're watching the footage in the lab. This is where we see Javier Botet as the Medeiros girl. And we're going to see, there we go. We saw this at the end of Rec 2, where she gets the symbiote, I suppose you could say, put into Angela. So he says, we need to find the girl. It's in her. She's got the original strain. Meanwhile, Lucas finds the old lady. And obviously, she's not doing, because she doesn't answer. When they don't answer you, they're not, they've got the back to you. You know that they're zombies, don't you? And she turns around and there she is. So she attacks him. And he blows her away. Hang on. There you go. He blows her away. And then some others come round the corner, so he's got to shoot them as well. So he goes running off, and he shuts the door. And but then behind him there's I think it's Dr. Riccardi, I think, when he turns round. Yes, it is. And some of the other soldiers. They go, the girl, where is she? He goes, on a cruise. So he says, I'll only ask one more time. So she's up on the bridge. It's where the captain's saying, no, I don't want to die. I don't want to go down to the engine room, start the backup engine. But anyway, Lucas is there, and they let him in. But then, obviously, the soldiers come in as well. And they're saying, we need to Get Angela. She's she's the host of the virus, of the demonic virus. They don't say that, but of the virus. And he said, you said you were clean because they tested her. He says, well, the one that's got the parasite, it makes them immune to it or whatever. So he basically wants to grab her and basically cut it out of her. That's what he does. But obviously Guzman doesn't want that to happen. Because the gun's not loaded, but the captain says, this one is. So they've all got guns at each other. But he says, you're a doctor. You know about pandemics and viruses and stuff like that. You know we've got to get it out of the girl. So he gives up. So they grab her. He's going to holding her down, and he's trying to find it. He's feeling about on her abdomen to going to try and cut it out. Maybe a bit like that episode of X-Files, Ice, where they've got the things inside, the little worms inside them, aren't there? And they've got to try and cut them out, aren't they, in that? But they end up drinking something or something, don't they, in that? I can't remember, anyway. So I need towels, because hot water and towels. She's having a baby. No, she... so in the bathroom, which is just to the side, but this is where we find out where that other fella was, that wasn't feeling well. He's in there. So he opens it up. And, look. So he's going to get bit. But out he comes. And he bites Dr. I forgot his name already. Dr. Thingamabob. Where is he? Dr. Ginard bites him on the hand. Look, and anyway, they shoot him, blow him away. I'm going to do it now. In a minute. After there's a struggle, she gets, obviously because of all the commotion going on. Hello, Windgrace. Yes, you are. You're an hour late. I don't know how far through the film you are. Oh, we're getting there. Just over halfway. In all the commotion, she wriggles free and she grabs a scalpel and she's saying, "Leave me be," and all that stuff. They shoot that poor fella. Anyway, she gets out. She runs off. I think Nick goes with her. I think actually. Let's have a look. They've shot him. That's the captain. The captain's run off. That's what they're looking at. Is he heading down to engineering? I can't remember what happens to him, to be completely honest. Anyway, does he jump overboard? Does he just chuck himself? Does he? Hang on. Have I missed something here? I don't remember this bit. I've just bloody watched it. They're running after somebody. Is that the captain? What's he doing? Come on, Captain, show us what you're up to. I don't know. Did he jump overboard? I don't know. But anyway, this doctor said, I've been bitten, but if we get get the thing out of her, we'll get the antidote." And Dr. Ricard is saying, "Sorry, won't work," and they just shoot him. There you go. He's saying, "We can still find the girl, make the antidote." He says, "Oh, there's no time," so they just shoot him. There we go. Deader. So they've got to find the girl now. Say, "No, this is over," and all that stuff. "You've got to get help." He says, no help's coming. Who's this? He's trying to get the cameras working or whatever. She's got out, hasn't she? She's escaped as Angela, and she gets herself a big axe and starts smashing up the cameras. They're asking Nick if he can pilot the boat because the captain's gone. I don't know where he went. The captain's gone. Obviously, the other fella's been shot. So they said, "Can you pilot the boat?" And they're saying, "I don't know. I've helped a couple of times, but I'm not sure." But say, "Well, you'll have to do your best." And they've got to go and get the backup engine started. He says, "I don't want to go down there. It's scary." But anyway, they're all going to go down. When they find some weapons, they're going to go the forward hold or something. It says they've got some fishing gear, so they're going to go there and they get some like harpoons and stuff like that. So that's where they're going. It's raining. They're in the storm now, aren't they? This fella's in the security room or whatever. He's tracking Angela on the cameras, and there we go. She gets a big axe and starts smashing up the cameras. And she's about to smash one particular camera in a minute. He's about to smash a camera here, and he gets on the thing. He says, "No, Angela, don't smash that one. It's me, Nick. I'm going to help you." He's talking to her through a walkie-talkie that's on a dead soldier's belt. So he says, "No, here, he says, pick up the walkie-talkie." I think Spanish for walkie-talkie is, I think he says walkie or something like that. Hang on, let's have a list. He says it here, I think.
Yo, Nick. El walkie. Coge el walkie.
Yeah, the walkie. Pick up the walkie. That's Spanish for pick up the walkie. Walkie-talkie. Anyway. So he talks to us. He's going to help because he's a big fan. Because obviously he fancies her. So he's going to help her out. And she lets Edwin out of the fridge. She looks in and sees him there. There he is. And so she opens the door and runs off. He says, "What'd you do that for?" So we're still thinking she's got the thing in her, so she's evil. So she's doing evil things, but all that's going to change soon. Meanwhile, Lucas and Guzman are getting the harpoons and stuff like that out of the forward hold. There we go. These get attacked by an infected chap. It's Edwin, isn't it? They're getting attacked by the cook, Edwin. I think he just runs off. I think in a minute. He's panicking. He picks up. He says, "Get it off me!" And he gets a. There we go. He gets a fire extinguisher. He says, "I don't know how it works." I says, "Just hit him with it." So he hits him with it. Hang on, where are we? There you go. So he just hits him with it, and meanwhile, she grabs hold of Dr. Ricciardi, holds him at scalpel point, and bites him. She says, "I'm not infected," and she bites him on the hand. And she says, "Go to your lab and test yourself, and then you'll find out that I'm not infected." So this is where we're learning that she's not infected. There you go, check it. Go to your lab and check it. And she swears as well. What's happening here now? They shuts the Edwin back in the kitchen, I presume. And he's like, I'm sorry, and he just runs off. And I don't know if you see him again. I'm guessing he's going to get infected again. Meanwhile, Dr. Ricciardi, he comes staggering out. He says, "What's up with your hand?" He says, "Oh, he's got to go to the lab." And says, "What's up with your hand? You're being bitten." And he just shuts the door on him because loads of infected people come now. And get that soldier, whatever his name is. But I missed it, didn't I? There they are. There they are. So he's going to get got. There we go. Hey dear. Anyway, so he's checking himself now. This is where we learn that, there we go, analysis. And we learn that he's clear in a minute. She wants to get into the lab, but she hasn't got the code. So I think Nick tells her it, I think. She has to prove that they're wrong, that she's not the baddie. He's telling her, "You bit thingy, I saw him on this." "Yes, I bit him so that we'd know that I'm not infected. So I need the code." And this is where I think she's putting two and two together about, what might have gone on. And there we go. Negative. He's not infected. So she's obviously not the host anymore. Don't know exactly when it happened, but anyway. She goes back in there. She got him at scalpel point again, and there's what he's saying. I saw it enter your body. Saw it on the camera. Saw the thing going in there. She said, "I don't care what you saw. It's not in me anymore." And so he's going to go and help her. They've come back now with their harpoon guns. Where's Josh Temple when you need him? And they've also got an outboard motor. An outboard motor's really light, because they throw that about like mad. And do they float? I mean, you'd think so, wouldn't you? But I don't know. I don't know anything about sailing or outboard motors. But anyway, so they're going to use that as a weapon as well. So they're going to head down to the engine room. All right, this is where we learn that Angela's not infected. She hasn't got the parasite inside her, and they're telling that he saw it all. So they've got to go and get Angela as well. Anyway, so and I think, is this now where we're going to learn who is infected? And it's going to turn out, I hope it's this bit, because I'm because it's a spoiler otherwise. I hope it is this bit. We learn out it's Guzman that is infected. Somehow, it doesn't show us, but somehow the parasite moved from her to Guzman. Don't know when, but it did at some point, and it doesn't show us. Because I think Rec 2 ended where she were calling the people into the building, wasn't she? She were infected and she were evil. She was a demon or whatever, and she let them in, and she used a code and stuff like that. She used somebody else's voice as well, I'm sure she did. And but then at some point, she's passed it on to him. Anyway, and this is where she's saying, and you must have done, you were asking Nick for the code. There you go. For the code to the lab. So it was you, when the power went out, you went and let out the monkey and did all that stuff. And so this is where it's saying, oh, yes, okay. Is it going to show it? Oh, right. Oh, it does show it. That's when it happened. All right, I missed that. I must have blinked and missed that when I was watching it earlier on. So as they were rescuing her, it jumped from her into him. Now, they don't really jump, it kind of goes... and it leaves its host when it finds a better one. Why is he better than her? Don't know. But they wouldn't do that in America, would they? In a Hollywood movie. So that a male host is better than a female one. But this is Spain. Anyway, while they're arguing, Dr. Ricciardi presses the big button. 20-minute countdown. This ship will self-destruct. You have 20 minutes to meet minimum safe distance. Mother! Anyway, but this is where he's saying, all right, you got me. I would have got away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids. But anyway, so they're going to run off. Like I say, she zaps him. It doesn't seem to do much good. He just gets up. So they have a bit of a fight, but she gets away. I know she doesn't. She falls down a big hole. She's backing up, and she just falls down this big hole. And she goes, into one of the holes, I think, because she finds all the cages. We'd learned earlier on they've got lots of cages, because obviously they're all the monkeys that they've been experimenting on. So she's stuck down there for now. There you go, she's got a light. And she's looking around, finding lots of bits of monkeys and the occasional crazy one. And so anyway, so she's got to get out. There you go, she finds a lad. And up she goes. This is another infected person about to attack. There we go. Lucas and Nick. And he's going to think I can't remember the name of the actor who were in it. That film, what was it called now? The Peter Jackson film, the horror one, where he gets with the lawnmower. I think it was called Brain Dead over it. What was it called? Brain Dead? It was called something else. I'll have to look that up now. Just bear with me, because I'm curious. Brain Dead, 1992 film. Right, okay. It's that one, yes. What was it called? Oh, right, it was Dead Alive in America. Yeah, it was Brain Dead over here in New Zealand and that. But in North America, it was called Dead Alive, where he uses the lawnmower on the zombies. So he's going to do that here with the outboard motor. So he gets this fella. Here he goes. And there we go. Nice and gory. There we go. Add suitability warning. I got one for Rec 3, obviously. Yeah. So they know that they can kill him with an outboard motor. You up to, Princess? Behave yourself. She's starting. Tell you. She's been so good, hasn't she? Behave yourself. Anyway, right, so they're heading down to the... remember, they're going to try and start up the backup engine. Anyway, he says, it's not working. Oh, it is in Russian, look. That is in Russian, isn't it? What if they just didn't realise? I don't know. It's supposed to be a Spanish ship. Anyway, whatever. The cat says, "Cat, it won't start. I thought you knew how to do it." So, well, I didn't. I just had a try. Don't try, do it. There is no try. Do or do not. Anyway, she's running through the Jeffries tubes of the ship. And we keep hearing the monkeys are following her. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. And keep on scurrying about. All the infected monkeys. Meanwhile, this is Jesus comes back, but we see he's infected, so he gets a outboard motor in his face. It gets him with the harpoon gun through the head. I think the outboard motor wouldn't start, so he just hit him with it. But then there's this other fella. It's where Lucas gets bit here now, and bloody Nick just stands about going, I don't know what to do. Look, because he can't get the outboard motor started. So Nick dies here, well, essentially. So that's the end of, not Nick, Lucas. Then all the lights go out, and he picks up the outboard motor and runs off. There's Nick. Meanwhile, she's still in the Jeffries tubes. I think she finds another ladder. There it is. Goes up, and then all the monkeys appear. They're coming. Here they come. I'd scream. I'm nothing against monkeys, but infected monkeys, I'd be bloody going mental. Justin says, never have the backup engine button on the bridge. You'd think they would, wouldn't you? You'd think they would. Oh dear. Maybe they do in real life, I don't know. Maybe they just made it, 'cause it's like a game, innit? You know, you've got to do, a video game. You've got to go miles away to do the next part. Are you wanting to go out? Bloody princess running about. Just bear with me. I'll go let her out. Come on, mate. Blooming news. Come on, mate. Right, I'm back. Where were we? This is Nick making his way. He also finds, it might be coming up, he finds Dr. Riccardi again. Is it this bit? Who's that looking? Oh, that's Dr. Riccardi. Is it? Oh, that's it. Yes, Dr. Riccardi. Tommy Lee Jones has got his backup plan or whatever. He'd stashed away. Remember, there's no lifeboats, even though on the CG model of the boat, we saw there were a lifeboat. But he says there's no lifeboat. But he's got an inflatable lifeboat stashed away. That's what he's getting there. And there we go. So Nick finds him. He says, we've got to evacuate immediately. I've got this inflatable lifeboat. And says we can use the outboard motor to escape the ship. So he's saying, no, we've got to find Angela. So he says, no, forget her. We can escape together. So he says, F you, and hits him with the outboard motor and takes the inflatable life raft. And then he finds Angela. She drops down out of this grating. He nearly gets her with the outboard motor because he gets it going, and she's, oh, no, don't get me. And then she picks it up and shoves it up in the grill, and loads of monkeys get shredded. Here they come. It's like aliens, isn't it? They're all running into the outboard motor. And she's like going, ah! There's all monkey guts landing on her. But anyway. I'd be like, ooh. Anyway, so that's the end. Poor monkeys, but never mind. There you go. We have to get out of here. The place is going to blow. So they've got to get up on deck. There you go. Time's running out. But what's his face? Guzman has other plans for them. So I think he's going to pop up here. There he is, lurking in the background. Gives Nick a wallop. And he's decided, for some reason, or the parasite has decided it wants to go back into Angela now. For some reason, don't know why it swapped, but wants to go back into Angela. So what is he going to do now? Here it comes. Are you ready? Any minute now. Nick's like going, I can't get up. But he finds a harpoon gun. There he goes, starts going into Angela, and Nick hands Angela the harpoon gun. He doesn't save it himself, she saves herself with the harpoon gun. That bit of Hollywood rubbing off on this film. But anyway, so there we go, she gets that just in time, and harpoons the, here it goes, here it goes. There we go. And there we go. It is harpooned through the neck, and it goes back inside him for some reason. I don't know why. But they made a massive one. That thing, like a remote-controlled parasite as well. But they did like a really big one for close-ups. But I don't think we get any close-ups of it. They did one that about that big, so they could get good view of its mouth and all that. Actually looked a little bit like. That Next Generation episode, Realm of Fear, that I hate, but I don't hate it, but it gets on my nerves, where the things in the transporter beam, it looks a little bit like one of them. But anyway. But it goes back in, there it goes back into Guzman, without a fly. So they run away, they grab the outboard motor, and the lifeboat, raft, whatever, get up on deck, here it is. They're getting chased now by all the infected. How many was there? Loads. There are at least two shifts worth of soldiers and crew, I suppose. But anyway, they get to the front of the ship, the bow. I don't know. I'm not nautical. They've got to climb up. Hang on, I've missed a bit. Climb up all this netting. Where the bloody hell's all the netting gone? Where's all that bit? There we go. They're climbing up all this netting. There they are. And I thought, Nick, he gets up first. I thought, fair, Angela, she's a fit, young, healthy woman, but Nick's a bit of a fatty. He's me, innit? He's a geek or a nerd or whatever. He wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have got up there that fast, but anyway, he has done. He chucks the lifeboat over and it inflates as it hits the water. She's scared, she's hanging on, he's saying, you've got to jump in the water, I can't. Anyway, he's cutting the netting that they climbed up, all the infected zombies are following them, so he's cutting that to slow them down. Anyway, she does fall in a minute. He chucks the, I think he just jumps in. He's saying jump, but down she goes, go on. There she goes, and he goes in as well. They're coming to get him. He's just jumped in with the outboard motor. I'm guessing outboard motors float. Bit of a fatty. Although I've lost a bit of weight. Me weight yo-yos. I'm trying to lose weight so I don't drop dead for my son. But it does yo-yo a bit. But anyway. But I have lost a bit of weight again, so I'm hoping it keeps going down. Anyway, where were we? Yes, he jumps in with his outboard motor. They must float. And he gets in the boat, the lifeboat, raft, whatever it's called, life raft. But Angela's nowhere to be seen. She's calling out to her, but there she is. But obviously she's going to get out now. She gets out and he pulls her in. Then they get away, off it goes, and they go away from the boat and have a big, I think it's a CG explosion. I don't know if they actually blew some stuff up, I don't know. It does kind of look real, but it might just be CG. But anyway, there it goes. Boom! There it goes, it explodes there. That looks real, doesn't it? Did they actually blow up some stuff there? Maybe they did, I don't know, but it kind of looks cool. So the ship blows up, and they escape. But there we go. But there we see the parasite's in the water now. So obviously it's got out of Guzman before. before the ship blew up, it obviously got out somehow. I don't know, but there it is, floating in the water. Lots of fish swimming around it. You'd think there'd be all wreckage of the ship sinking around it, but never mind. But then this other big fish is coming. Some sort, looks like a pike, doesn't it? I don't know. Or maybe it's a barracuda. I don't know. I don't know anything about fish either. But obviously it's going to go in there, look. So that's now an infected fish. So they've kind of left it open. The film ends there-ish. That's now. We get that bit, written by. I think that means written by them too. But then we cut to them in a taxi. So obviously they've got to shore and just jumped in the taxi. I don't know, but the taxi driver just looks at them and says, "Some party, huh?" They're all dazed and confused. They go, "Some party, huh?" And they look at each other like that, and then the film ends. But there's not going to be a Rec 5 apparently. I think they've said they're not going to do a Rec 5, although I've read that, I think when this came out, one of them, I can't remember which one of the two directors of the first two, had an idea, for a Rec 5, because they've left it open, because obviously it's in the fish now, isn't it? Is the parasite. So, we're going to loads of zombie fish, I don't know, but he had an idea for it, but anyway, who knows, but this were 11 years ago, but anyway, so there we go, so that's the end of Rec 4, we're not going to get a Rec 5, apparently, but it is a really good film. I don't think there is an end credits bit at the end, just double check, I don't think there is. I think I did watch it to the end on the Blu-ray, just double check. And why in Spain, when they do the year, they put 2014, the continental people don't have commas. In in thousands we usually use a comma. On the continent, European continent, they use decimal points for some reason, just to make it more confusing. But anyway, 2014. But no, I don't think there is anything at the end. Come on, have it. Yeah, no, back to the beginning again now. Stop playing. Hang on, where were we? Should have ended with a tuna, and then we see them in a canning factory. Well, yes, could have done that, couldn't they? But anyway, good movie, like how they ended it. At least it had kind of a happy ending, because they escaped, so not everybody died, unlike the other films, particularly Rec 3, but... so they escaped, but some poor fish is now demon-possessed fish. But we're not going to get a part 5. But you could make an interesting part 5. Yes, if they did. I'd watch it because I like all the Rec films. I think they're cool. Anyway, so there we go. So that's the end of Rec 4. A good film with some great effects and nice bit of gore. I'm not sure how this demon possession virus works. I don't really get it. Is it a particular demon, or is it just, I don't know. Is it just the devil, in some overall form being, I don't know. I don't know how it works. They don't really explain it, but anyway, Justice says, yeah, I hate it when everyone dies. I need a little bit of hope. Yes. I don't like it being too bleak. But you want that's what happened with The Walking Dead for me. I fell out watching The Walking Dead because it got too, there were never any chance of anything getting better. I wanted there was some clue that there might be a cure or an end to it all. But anyway, is it El Diablo? Yes, that's Spanish, isn't it? Not a little horse from the Valley of Guanji, not that El Diablo. Which we're going to do one day on Magnificent Mondays. Anyway, right. What were I saying? Oh, yes, good film, decent gore, happy ending-ish, apart from that fish. Left it open, the baddie escaped, I suppose you could say. Should say the parasite will return, or Wreck will return. They shouldn't really call it Wreck, this one, should they? I think in some... mark it's just called Apocalypse, I think. Because it's not found footage, is it? So why call it Wreck? Wreck for Apocalypse, stylised Wreck for subtitled in some countries as Apocalypse, Apocalypse. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Right, get rid of that. Oh, there we go. We'll leave it there. So, that's it. Hope you enjoyed that. Because I did. Right, if you're watching live, well, I think only Justin and Wingrace are. Where is it? Tomorrow night. Oops, I've just dropped something. Tomorrow night, on Magnificent Mondays, we're doing Superman the movie in honour of Gene Hackman. Isn't that weird? It's getting weirder, isn't it? What's happened with Gene Hackman? His wife died a week before he did of, was it hantavirus or something like that you get from rats? What's going on? Anyway, yes, that's that. And I haven't decided what next week's A Point with Fear is going to be yet. Right, this will stay members only for, I don't know, quite a while, about a month, and then I'll probably make it public after that. But it's going to be members only for quite a while. Like Waxwork 2 I did last week, didn't I? Right, so we'll leave it there. Thanks, Wingrace and Justin, for keeping me company. And thanks, Justin, again, for the $5 super chat. Hugely appreciated. Helps keep the lights on. Justin says, that Gene Hackman stuff is strange. It is very weird, isn't it? It's very weird. I'm sure we'll find out more at some point. I hope we do, anyway. Or is it just going to be one of these mysteries that goes on forever? Who knows? Anyway, we will leave it there. Thanks for watching, or wherever you are. Don't have nightmares about demonic possession zombies and all that stuff. Look after each other, and until next time, I've got to find my thing. Until next time, I'll say the